Cabinet Secretary, Excellency Musalia Mudavadi, Honorable Members of Parliament, my sister Kemei, and we call him team leader. And we served together in Parliament for 10 years. Honorable Gikaria, who has been very supportive to the ministry. The PSS, PS Environment and Climate Change, Engineer Festus Ngeno, PS Forestry, Mugambi, and the PS Planning, Honorable Muhati. Excellency Ambassadors, I know we have the Deputy Ambassador from the Swedish Embassy, Finnish Embassy, and our development partners led by our brother here, Anthony Gororano, the UNDP resident representative, the UNDP staff, USAID, World Bank, GIZ, the EU, and all other partners whom I might not have mentioned. Board chairs, I realize also that we have a number of board members who might not have been asked to stand up, and I'll just at this point ask them to stand up. I see many of them, just to recognize you. Chief executive officers of various state corporations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, I'll just start off by saying that our key priorities as a ministry are anchored around, beside the strategic plan language, the key areas that we have picked that we want to run with, Your Excellency, is ecosystem restoration, which is where we have our tree growing initiative, waste management, which has been spoken into quite a bit here, and climate action, which carries an array of activities. And this is where our strategic plan is coalescing around. Your Excellency, Prime Cabinet Secretary, I want to thank you so much for honoring us with your presence this morning. We are very grateful as a ministry. We are inspired and encouraged to keep doing what we have to do. It's my pleasure and privilege to host you this morning at the official launch of the Ministry Strategic Plan 2023 to 2027. One of the reasons we have had to move fast, Your Excellency, is because it's difficult to operate without a strategic plan. And when we came in as a government, as has been said here by Tom, I think the last strategic plan ended in June of last year, December of last year. So we have been operating without a strategic plan, and it became very critical that we embark aggressively on putting in place a strategic plan. And it helps all of us, including our partners, to internalize the government priorities and for all of us to work towards meeting our pledges to the people of Kenya. As a ministry, we are aware of the critical role played by the environment, climate action and forestry sector in sustaining life, supporting livelihoods, and driving Kenya's economic transformation agenda. The plan that we present here today embodies our shared vision of a world where our environment is protected, our climate stable, and our forests thriving. It reflects our determination to address the pressing issues facing our planet and build a resilient and sustainable environment for ourselves and for future generations. Our mandate as a ministry to protect, conserve, restore, and manage the environment and its resources require a multi-sectoral approach and inclusion of all sectors and players. And we have tried to embody this in this strategic plan that we launched today. And I can confirm, Your Excellency, that it's been a very rigorous exercise. Tom, as a team planning leader, will tell you that They have come to us several times, and we have kept taking them back to the boardroom to make sure that we get it right. I am delighted to note that most of the stakeholders in the environment and natural resources sector were greatly involved in the development of this strategic plan, and I want to assure all of you that all your views and contributions went a long way in making this plan what it is today. Receive my greatest assurance that we will take a similar approach of working with you to ensure full implementation of the plan. The environment and natural resource sector faces vast and complex challenges. Climate change continues to accelerate and wreak havoc on communities and ecosystems around the globe. Biodiversity loss, deforestation, pollution, and resource depletion further exacerbate these challenges. We will, however, not wring our hands and fold our arms in despair. As a ministry, we are taking the lead to ensure that in Kenya, we are rising together to deal with these challenges. And my ministry will leverage on emerging issues, including the carbon markets, artificial intelligence, to ensure that our vision of a clean, safe, healthy, sustainably managed, resilient environment and natural resources is achieved. We will aspire to safeguard a sustainable environment, ensure healthy ecosystems, protect biodiversity in line with our obligations under our various bilateral and multilateral regulatory and policy frameworks. We will be guided by the Kenya Vision 2030 and the bottom-up economic transformation agenda better, and it is these documents that have informed this strategic plan today. The plan, as has been espoused here, is based on the 5 key result areas, which I will not mention again, and this will provide a roadmap towards full implementation of this strategy. We have outlined clear goals, objectives, and strategies that will guide our actions. Our strategic plan recognizes the importance of integrating environmental considerations into all sectors of our society and economy. It underscores the urgency of empowering communities, building capacity, and promoting sustainable practices. As has been mentioned here by the Honorable Gikaria, we take it seriously that one of the things we have to do, Your Excellency, is really create a lot of awareness for our communities and for Kenyans, because the nature of environmental, climate change, and forestry issues is that it is not a government action. It has to be bought by everybody. We have to join hands right from our communities at the grassroots level, all ministries, departments, and agencies of government. It has to be an all-government, all-society, all-community approach. And therefore, we are going to focus on, that serious need for awareness creation, so that we also don't have a lot of misinformation going around. And I want to just echo what the chairman of KFS has said. You know, if we go out there, and I want to challenge the staff here, we have a decentralized system of staff. The Kenya Forest Service, you are in every part of this country. You need to go out and explain to Kenyans what the commercial forestry aspects of our sustainable ecosystem restoration is all about, so that we don't have misinformation going around, that when we embark on commercial forestry, that it is going to negate the ecosystem restoration efforts that we are undertaking as a country. Our president keeps saying there is no point in importing some very basic wood products. I think we even import toothpick, beds, chairs, and yet we have the capacity to sustainably do commercial forestry in this country, feed our wood industry sector, which will create jobs, and enhance our GDP. So we need to embark on that aggressive awareness creation so that Kenyans can join hands with us. And by no means is the lift of the moratorium touching on our indigenous forest. The chair has properly stated that the lift of the moratorium affects only 5% of our gazetted forests, and the rest 2.5 million hectares is intact, and we are going to work round the clock to make sure that we protect our resources. Ladies and gentlemen, under our strategic plan, we recognize the central role of forests in mitigating climate change, conserving biodiversity, and providing livelihoods. We emphasize the need to protect and restore our forests, ensuring their sustainable management and utilization. We will leverage on the potential of nature-based solutions to enhance resilience, sequester carbon, and promote sustainable development. Under our strategic plan, we identify ecosystem restoration as one of the key result areas, and part of the activities towards this that the ministry will implement is restoration of our various ecosystems, including landscapes, wetlands, forests, rangelands, by conducting the National Tree Growing and Restoration Program that seeks to grow 15 billion trees in 10 years. Your Excellency, we have almost 10,000 wetlands in this country. And around our wetlands, we can plant trees all year round because there is water available. All we need to do is have a holistic approach to the tree growing initiative. And one of them, with the support of UNDP, we've done a fencing gap of our ecosystems, including the gazetted forests, the wetlands, so that we seek the support of our partners. When you help us with the fencing of our wetlands, we can plant trees all year round. We will restore our water sources, and as well as, with the natural regeneration, we are going to meet our 15 billion target even before the 10 years go down the road. And Your Excellency, at the national governance level, your office has taken leadership on this. And together with the Office of the Head of Public Service, we thank you for helping us shepherd the national process of planting 15 billion trees. Your leadership at the interministerial coordination level has gone a long way in providing the required guidance. We thank you for helping our ministry, together with the Ministry of Education, at the cabinet level, to help institutionalize tree growing in all our learning institutions across the country. At the national coordination level, my ministry is working together with the chair of the Environment Committee at the Council of Governors, our members of parliament here, and specifically for members of parliament, we are seeking their support to amend the national government CDF law to increase the allocation for environmental protection, but also beyond increase for them to be able to employ and contribute to the green army that we are employing across the country, so that we shift away from just planting trees to actually nurturing them to maturity. So the Council of Governors, the various MDAs, partners and private sector, we are working with all of them in coordinating both strategy and implementation. Over the next 2 weeks, we will bring all partners together to consolidate all ecosystem restoration strategies, and now that we have our strategic plan, from both state and non-state actors. And this is with a view to have a consolidated ecosystem restoration implementation approach come the short rains in September and moving forward. And like I said, with our wetlands, we can grow trees all year round. We will cascade the tree growing structure to the village level, and with the help of our Green Army, we will provide monitoring and extension services at the community level for this program. Ladies and gentlemen, in other sectors. We also seek to shift the country into linear waste management to circular economy, where waste will be used as raw material for industrial production, job creation, and wealth creation. And like our sister who spoke here just said, we will be moving from waste to wealth. There is even waste to food, Your Excellency. We have seen demonstrations of waste being converted to food. And of course, waste to energy. And we have many players out here in this country who are piloting these ideas. And we are going to work together to make this, to take this to a bigger scale. The strategic plan will need some key legal and policy frameworks to give it life. To that extent, we will review the Environmental Management and Coordination Act, which is the backbone legislation for the environment-related policies and strategies. We are also reviewing the Forest Conservation and Management Act of 2016. The forest policy is due for cabinet any time now. We have concluded the process of amending the Climate Change Act to provide for carbon market regulation. And again, this is an area where we need the support of Parliament to help us push it, because this will place Kenya at a very pivotal point in climate action, because once we pass this law and legal framework, Kenya is going to be the first country, almost in the whole globe, to provide leadership in the legal framework for carbon markets. And this is one very key area for climate financing that we hope to target. We are also developing a circular economy strategy, as well as an ecosystem restoration strategy to guide how we deal with our degraded landscapes and wetlands. All this will provide the important levers to facilitate the smooth operation of the ministry in order to deliver on our promise to the people of Kenya. We will ensure that our strategic plan is not a pie in the sky, Your Excellency. And to this extent, we will commit to undertake continuous monitoring of the implementation of this strategic plan. And we will work to ensure that we are on the right path to fulfill our constitutional obligation. Allow me to conclude, Your Excellency, by thanking you, and particularly yourself, for finding time to be here with us for this very important venture. I would also like to express my gratitude to the individuals and stakeholders who contributed to the development of this strategic plan. Your Excellency, I'm new in civil service, but I'm just amazed at the resource in terms of knowledge, skills, expertise that we have in this team here. I don't know if that's how the other ministries are, but these people are very knowledgeable, very skilled, and they have really given me a different view of the public service. I know you are experienced, but I am happy to be leading a very vibrant team, and it's just to encourage the ministry staff in front of His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, that we have no choice but to deliver on this strategic plan in line with our priority areas under the better. And also to thank our development partners, and we continue to encourage you to make sure that the support you give to government is in line to the priority areas that we set out. With these few remarks, I know that they are not very few, I wish to invite now to take this opportunity to ask all of us to be upstanding. And before that, let's give a round of applause to this staff of the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry because of the work that they've been doing. And put our hands together as we invite His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, to make his remarks. And I'm told there's a song that has been, yeah, they say that you need to show us